Okay, so hi, I am Project Doll, or Alice Requiem on YouTube. Mostly from my YouTube video about my candy collection, I have gotten an insane number of requests for a tutorial or asking for one of these bad boys, an epic. Unfortunately, this beast of a candy right here is about $100 to $150 in beads and string. Probably more if you consider the gas it took to drive out to LA, and the toys were like $20, and just way too expensive for me to be giving away to people, or to be making for people constantly, or even to make something of this size to make a tutorial for YouTube. So on that note, I will be making a smaller version, and then all you have to do is add on to the base that I give you to make something this size. Though I don't know how many of you want to be spending that much money on beads and string, especially considering I pay gas, not shipping, and shipping for this amount of beads is probably not super cheap. So yeah, I'll be making a smaller version. I always have a theme. I can't just make something this big just to make it this big. So a theme is absolutely necessary. A theme. So my theme is going to be dinosaurs. I'm going to be making a dinosaur epic for Fresh Anniversary, and I will be making it for Spinny. So I got these little glow-in-the-dark dinosaur guys, for the outside, and then also some of these foamy beads, and I have some regular green pony beads, some neon green pony beads, and some neon orange pony beads. So, yes. Hopefully most of you know how to make a basic candy, one single, you just put beads on string and tie it off. But yeah, so this is going to be the base for everything. This is the smallest part of what we're going to be making. So what I did is put two neon green, one orange. Two neon green, one orange. This is the base for an X cuff, which is going to be the base for the epic. So if you don't know how to make an X cuff, I'm going over it right now. If you want to skip this part because you already know how to make an X cuff, go for it, by all means. I use a needle on string to get through the beads more easily, especially when you get to the higher levels. It gets harder to put the string through the bead. So, yeah. This is where I'm starting off. If you don't know how to make a single, find a YouTube tutorial. If you guys are going to Fresh Anniversary, tell me. I will make you candy with either your YouTube name or put Tumblr on it or something fun and personal like that. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna stop and turn you guys so that you can actually see what I'm doing with beads. Okay, so I switched to a different camera with higher quality so you guys can actually see what's going on here. Okay, so X cuff. The bigger you make your X cuff, the bigger the candy is going to be. So what you do is actually, I'm going to be using mostly this regular colored green because I don't have a whole lot of the neon green. But of course you can use whatever colors you want. It could be one solid color, you could put 3 colors, whatever. I'm just doing this because it makes it easier when you're starting out to see how to make it. So, X cuff. You start out with this, so go through whatever color bead it is. Here it's orange. Then you're going to put more, you're going to put one green, one orange, one green, and go through the next orange bead and pull it tight. Then you're going to go and do the same thing over again. Green, orange, green. And I'm going to be cutting out, just so you guys know now, I'm going to be cutting out because you guys don't want to watch an hour long or half hour long candy tutorial basically just watching me make this candy. But once I show you guys how to do this I'll go through the first layer and the second layer and then leave you to it. So yeah. This is basically the basis for what we're making. The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to have the dark green inside and then the neon green on the outside. Just for looks. So hopefully this is making sense to you guys. I don't consider myself a very good tutorial or maker or teacher or whatever. Yeah, some tutorials I think for X cuffs suggest that you use one piece of string the whole way through the X cuff. I highly unrecommend that. I think that that's completely idiotic. If you mess up, then how are you supposed to go back? I think you should use a separate piece of string for each layer or each row that you go through. So here we go. Now obviously you guys know how to tie off a candy, so, or at least hopefully, if you're trying to make an epic, that you know how to make a single. Baby steps. So tying off is pretty easy, but it gets harder as you go through. And if you're against string wasting, I would rather make it all the way to the end instead, but you can pull back through it to make it tighter and pull it this way. But I don't really do that. I just cut it off where it is. But so this is going to be my last kind of pyramid thing. And I'm not going to go through the orange bead because instead I'm going to tie this off and cut it. And pull tight, not too tight so that your string isn't elastic and stretchy, but pull it tight so that it's not loose, obviously. I don't know where I put my scissors. I just had them. Oh, there they are. This is kind of where you start seeing the shape, but I'm going to cut this off because I actually you can leave this on or you can cut it off depending on how you want to make it. If I'm going to be cutting it off after a couple of layers, it makes it easier for me, but if you want to make it flat, I don't know if you can see this, flat along the top like this is, you're going to need to cut this part off because you need that orange one there. Alright. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now you're going to basically do the exact same thing. But you want to skip one of the orange ones. Like that. It's right now it's a double, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing all the way around, and then I'll show you guys again, and then I'll show you the second layer. So this is the first finished row of my, well, second, I guess, finished row of my dinosaur epic. And trust me, the first couple rows always look really wonky and it doesn't look right or it looks too loose. Don't get frustrated, just do it, and I promise the next layers get a lot easier. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is why it's called an X cuff. That little X right there. So basically you're going to make this as tall as you want the candy. So this has a huge X cuff in here, if you can see that. Huge X cuff. So just keep adding layers onto this, as big as you want it to be. For mine, I just want to make it tall enough so that these guys can fit on there. So it'll be about that big, which is not terribly large, but it's not very small either. So yeah, I'll show you guys when I'm done making my X cuff. If you have any questions, I know I'm not getting into too much detail here, but if you have any questions, just ask and I'll try to make a video response, or just try to write it out for you guys.